everyone. Hey, hope you're doing well. I am FiddlinJonny and this is my Fiddle channel and of course, Magic Product Review. And that song was Hooray for Hollywood, and I chose it because today I am reviewing Hanson Chien's Hollywood. I'll get it right. Not Hollywood, Hollywood. Anyway, just a really cool effect that I'll talk about in the review. I think it's worth considering, so stick around and we'll get right into this review. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know I'm always grateful that you're here. Don't want to waste any of your time and just want to get right into this review of Hollywood by Hanson Chien. Alright, what is this? So this is a classic effect. Originally it's done with a matchbox or penetrating matchbox. Is that you take a small box of matches and you take a matchstick and you're able to penetrate it through the actual matchbox, and then you open up the matchbox to reveal that there's a solid piece of metal in there that the match has seemingly penetrated. There's updated versions, Industrial Revelation and Metal Phone, which has taken the concept in terms of taking a block of steel or brass and doing a penetration effect, whether it's through a deck of, through your tuck case with a metal block in it, or your phone where you're able to put like a credit card or driver's license or a card through it, and then it's revealed that it's a solid piece of metal that it has penetrated. What Hanson Chien has done here is he has updated this version, and I think he's made it more practical. He takes a packet of cards that a magician would normally have. He will have the spectator take out a card from the pack and will demonstrate that you can't penetrate a card through a deck of cards. You just can't. So, and then also the magician will go ahead and essentially talk about how they practice and attempt to do it all the time as well, but are not able to do it. So you then, in Hanson Chien's version, he does a fair amount of patter about it going back and softening up and turning into pulp and that sort of stuff. But then what he does is he takes his card and he's able to have it penetrate the card box, and you can actually see that it's penetrating the card box. Actually is doing that. You can show it on all sides. It is pretty impressive to be able to do that. You can do it multiple times. And in this version, since the card is penetrating the deck of cards, what Hanson does is that he is encouraging his spectator to imagine what it might be like if the deck was to go back to its original form, which might be a little bit confusing to the spectator and what they're getting at. But what he's getting at is he'll have his spectator open up their palm, and he will drop into their palm what's been in here the entire time, which is just a solid block of wood. And I'll show that up close so that you can see that. It's a beautiful piece of wood that is solid, and the card has penetrated it, because now, once it was soft for a little while, and now it has gone back to its original state. That's what this effect is here. So he's taken it and done essentially a penetration, but also it is a deck of cards that converts into a block of wood. All right, that's what it is. That's what's there. Let's talk about what are you going to get. All right, so it's going to come in this box right here, and in this box, I'll open it up for you. You're going to get a thank you card from Hanson Chien himself. It's in English on one side, and it's in Chinese on the other side. And here, your block of wood comes in here. And then you're also going to get 2 tuck cases. So the nice thing about the tuck cases is that they'll pack flat so that you can go ahead and put them together, but they've already got the slits that I think are like laser drilled into here, so they've done with really nice precision. You're also going to get your material to make 3 of like Paul Harris's vanishing deck. And then you're also going to get a piece of sandpaper that you can use to sort of keep your gimmick nice. If it gets fingerprints on it or smudged and stuff after a while, you can go ahead and just sand it with the 600 grit, super fine, and keep it looking nice. So those are the physical materials that you're going to get: the block of wood, 2 tuck cases, the vanishing deck gimmicks, 3 of them. You're also going to get a file that you can download and print out as many as you want of your own vanishing deck gimmicks if those wear out and you want to make your own. It comes with that as well, which is really sweet, and the sandpaper at 600 grit paper. So then you're going to get multiple videos. You're going to get a trailer that you can see when you're looking to purchase this product. It's done in English. You're also going to get a tutorial. The tutorial is 45 minutes in length, but what's important for you if you're considering purchase, it is done in Chinese, but it does have English subtitles, and they're done really well in my humble opinion. Then you're going to get a full act or a full performance of the effect, and that is done exclusively in English. You don't have to watch it in subtitles if you're coming from an English-speaking country. And then you're also going to get an interview with Hanson Chien and Yao. Yao is the engineer or creator of the actual gimmick itself. So those are the tutorials and the videos that you're going to get to watch when you're doing this. They're all really good. The only thing that you're not going to get is 2 additional cards, and you're going to need 2 additional cards to be able to perform this. It doesn't matter what the cards are in the tutorial and the trailer. It's done with jokers. Really doesn't matter what they're done with. You can do them with whatever card that you want to and work from there. All right, so how are the instructions? It's so nice to be able to watch a tutorial that's 45 minutes in length and gives you just the right amount of tutorial. You're not getting lots of fluff, you're not getting too little, you're getting just the right amount in the tutorial. The one thing I'll emphasize one more time, but some of the questions I think I would be asking if I were on the other side, is how is the tutorial with the subtitles? Because sometimes when I watch tutorials that are done in another language, regardless of what the language is, sometimes the font is not very good, the subtitles go by too quickly, and I have to hit rewind. I have to read and then watch what's happening on the screen, and so that just takes more time. I had zero of that problem on this, is that they were synced really well and that I didn't have to hit rewind a single time when watching this. I think they've done a really nice job with their pacing, readability, and clear instructions on this. So 0 issues for me on that one. It is shot really nicely, really well. You're going to get the live performance. You're going to get sort of quasi-studio shot. It's all just shot really well and good quality, so there's no issues there. Let's talk about what's the single most important thing here. How is the gimmick? And when I say is how's the gimmick, I'm talking about this gimmick right here. I know I'm going to be repeating some stuff that like you see in ad copy, but Hanson Chien talks about this is a work of art. And I would have to say, yes, it is a work of art. Given the mechanics of how this works, the time that it takes to construct it, it's done really, really, really well. It's such a high quality gimmick. Now with all of that said, of course, there's always challenges sometimes with gimmicks and durability and stuff. This is a durable gimmick. I feel comfortable handing it out to my spectator. However, it's a piece of wood. And because it's a piece of wood, I don't want to leave it getting wet, getting damp because it could warp. I don't want to leave it in my car in 100-degree weather where it might dry out and get warped. So keep in mind that it's a piece of wood, and any sort of elements that affect wood could affect this. And so you want to make sure that you're just doing the proper care of it. If you do the proper care of it, it should last a really, really long time. So just keep that in mind, but a good high quality gimmick that you're going to get. But let's say like stuff happens, you drop it, it gets nicks on it. The nice thing is that you do get really fine pieces of sandpaper, and you can sort of sand it to make it look a little bit nicer and get it back to sort of like its new original sheen on it. So so that's nice there, but I would say just be careful with it. talk about what is the skill level. It's beginner. This is like a professional level effect, and it's accessible to everyone, and it's at a beginner level. So you should be able to start performing this once you've put together your gimmicks that you need to after watching the tutorial, and within 5 minutes you will be able to perform this and look amazing. All right, let's go through all the pros. So, excuse me, he's taken a classic, he's updated, made it more practical. Excuse me. I love it because it's great for being able to throw it in my pocket and it's ready to go. I think it's a little bit more logical as well because you're transforming your deck of cards into its original state of wood as opposed to a block of metal. So I kind of like that from a logical point of view. I think that's really good. This effect is super strong. It's going to leave your audience baffled. It's easy to do. You can reset this really quick. Mine I can reset probably in about 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. So once you learn how to reset it, happens pretty quickly. I don't know if I was doing walk around that I would reset it in plain view from one table to the next. I'd want to do it privately, but it is a quick reset on it. Also, basically it arrives ready to go. The only thing you need to do is create your vanishing deck gimmick, which is Paul Harris's vanishing deck. And if you know how to tape, that should take you as long as it takes you enough time to tape something to a card. The tutorial's good here. I also like that Hanson Chien has really taken the time to give credit to all of those who have come before him and all the different variations of this. I really appreciate it, and I think that's nicely done. There's no sleights here. You don't have to know any sleight of hand to be able to do this. Also, this can be handed out and can be inspected. Now, it shouldn't be drawing a lot of heat to begin with because you pull it out, you put it in their hand, it's a solid piece of wood to them. And so there shouldn't be maybe a whole lot of heat, but yes, you can hand it out. I still, anytime I hand out a prop or an expensive gimmick to a spectator, I want to be managing that appropriately. But I would feel comfortable handing it out to spectators. I went out and performed this and handed it out to spectators. And while I was a little bit nervous, the truth is it was fine. So I think that is maybe sometimes more than just beginner. It might be more intermediate in terms of how you manage your audience. But yes, it can be handed out. All right. It's made of real wood. It's light and it's easy to carry. So that's a nice thing about it. I'll also add it won't rust because it's wood. Earlier versions of this type of effect is done with metal, and sometimes those will rust, and that can kind of be a pain. All right, let's talk about some of the cons here. This is not a major con, but I do want to point it out. I think your audience is going to see this, and all they're going to see is just one solid piece of wood. But if you know wood really well, you know that the grains are going all this way, and the grains should go the exact same way if you were to follow it, but the grains go this way when you get to the end. And so I don't think anybody's going to notice it. And in fact, I think it might actually make it stronger if they're paying attention. I wouldn't point it out, but if they're looking at it, it's like, well, there's no gaps there. There's no way that you could even split that. So, but I do want to point that out for folks who are thinking about purchasing it and giving it a serious look. I honestly don't think anyone will notice or care because it's going to be in their hands for such a short amount of time, and their brains are going to be fried that they're not thinking about those sorts of things. So, all right, so that was my con that I have there. These do sell out pretty quickly, and then Hanson Chien and Yao make these in batches, so if you're interested in purchasing it, you should go check it out before they sell out, and you have to wait until the next batch is sold. All right, who's gonna like this? I think if you're a card magician, you're a close-up magician, walk-around magician, you're going to like this because you can do this in people's faces. They can handle the gimmick, they can touch it, they can be part of the process of actually putting the card through the actual card case. So I think those are all really great things, and folks who like those sorts of things are going to like this. Let's talk about the cost. So the cost is $99.95 in the United States. I know that is a high ticket item for a lot of people, but this effect and this gimmick relative to the other versions, which are often done with metal, this is actually a more affordable version of that. I think when you're looking at João Miranda's and Kayla Morelli's Metal Phone or Industrial Revelation by Jamie Grant, those are more expensive, but the effect is the same. This is more affordable at this price point. So I think given the fact that the engineering that goes into this and making it takes a lot of time and is a sophisticated piece of engineering done really well, I think at this price point is a really good price point. So, and might make this effect in reach for some folks. All right. I think this is a great product. I'm in love with it. If I don't do a rating system of 1 to 100 or 2 thumbs up or 5 stars, but if I were, I'd probably give it 5 stars, 100 out of 100, that sort of stuff. It's something I will be using. I will be performing this. There are a lot of these reviews that I do that I'll go out, I'll perform them maybe once or twice or a handful of times and then never perform them again. This is something I see myself performing for an awfully long time, just because I think the effect itself is so strong. All right. That's it. Those are the things I hope are really helpful for you. If you're considering this product, you can go to Hanson Chien's webpage to purchase the product and get it there. I'd love it if you have any of those other versions or variations. Leave it down in the comments and how well they are for you and if you use them, that sort of thing. Some of the challenges, the pros and the cons. If you purchase this, if you like it or don't like it, those sorts of things. And if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you as a regular subscriber, and make sure the easiest thing to do of all is to like this video. It's always appreciated, and make sure that when you do that, the algorithms for the old Google machines and YouTube machines are more likely to recommend it to other magicians looking for products. So I'd appreciate it if you do that. I do want to thank Hanson Chien, who provided the product for me to be able to do this review for you. I really appreciate it. All right, everyone, I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.